Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. Due apologies, getting a little slow start today due to some technical difficulties, but we are back and ready for football as New Haven has the ball in the first quarter, and I believe that's DJ Simpson getting the handoff for New Haven. New Haven 0-5 on the year thus far. Columbia City 5-0. Now, one thing that Columbia City will certainly remember is this is the point last year where the Eagles' season started to go south. They started the year at 5-0, faced New Haven in Week 6 of the NE8 schedule, but then after that, the Eagles finished the season on a 4-game losing streak. They were right in the hunt for a Northeast 8 Conference title. Now this year, New Haven is 0-5, Columbia City 5-0 overall, 3-0 in conference play. They're tied for first in the NE8. With East Noble. Wallace will hand this one off, and that is number 2, DJ Simpson, getting the carry again. And Simpson looks like he's got the first down. Corbin McIntosh in on the tackle. McIntosh, one of the leading tacklers for the Eagles on the season. Again, we do apologize for some technical difficulties early on, getting a start just as the game has started. There's 10:13 to go here in this first quarter, so at least not getting started too terribly late in the game. There's a tackle in the backfield as Simpson gets dropped for a loss. In on the tackle is Sam Bean. Now for New Haven, they were the co-champions of the NE8. It was a 3-way tie at the top of the conference, along with East Noble and Leo. A little screen pass to the far side, and that's another tackle for loss on 2nd and long, and that's Stratton Fuller. Stratton Fuller, an excellent player on both sides of the football. He'll play receiver and running back on offense, and he'll play defensive back on defense. It is a rainy night here in Columbia City, Indiana. And right now the Bulldogs in a 3rd and long, 3rd and 16, looking at the distance from the first down sticks. In motion goes Braden Kuhnberger, and back to throw is Wallace. In trouble, floats out to the sideline, and that appears to be caught for the first down, and it is. Braden Kuhnberger gets down the field. And the Bulldogs are in business. This would be a big confidence booster. New Haven under new management this year. Vance Shearer, the new head coach in his first year. Former offensive coordinator under the previous head coach Kyle Boer. Man goes in motion for the Bulldogs. And the handoff will go to Simpson, and he's dropped in the backfield again. Boy, Columbia City is all over this running game for New Haven, and that was number 59, I believe, Owen Love, who made the tackle. Well, back-to-back tackles for loss for the Eagles on the Bulldogs' last set of downs. But the arm of Dominic Wallace able to get him the first down. 2nd and 12 after the negative play. Again, Kuhnberger goes in motion. Simpson again. No, check that. Keeping all the way is Wallace, and he throws it back to Kuhnberger, and Kuhnberger's dragged out near the 50-yard line. He got 6 yards on the play, it looked like. Zach Berry makes the tackle for Columbia City. The Bulldogs just converted on a 3rd and 16. Now they face a 3rd and 6 as Kuhnberger goes in motion again. He's the one who caught the pass on 3rd and long. That one is broken up. Tyler Faust had the coverage for Columbia City, and the Eagles force a 4th down, and it looks like New Haven's going to punt it away. Stratton Fuller will go back to return it. Stratton Fuller back to return. He did make a good defensive play for Columbia City. You'll likely see him on the offensive side as well. They get the punt away, and it's angled toward the sideline beyond the reach of Fuller, but it's way out of bounds. That landed about, I'd say, 7-8 yards out of bounds, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're going to set it at the 30, up the 20-yard line. Well, what you're seeing there is our cameraman, Matt Jackson, wiping off the screen. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have a lot of that rain hitting our screen tonight because rain is in the forecast for this evening. I believe rain is in the forecast for tomorrow as well. New Haven had a good-looking drive going just a second ago there, but now Columbia City, after bearing down defensively, takes over. And Columbia City, they run a flex bone offense. They like to run the football and run it a lot. And the handoff goes to Trace Parrish here, and he's dropped in the backfield. Tackle made by Jesus Diaz. Up the middle again. I think that's Parrish getting the carry, and he gets to about the 24, so it'll make it a manageable 3rd down situation. Well, Columbia City, they like to run the football. Flex bone offense tends to be a very run-heavy offense, but Grayson Bradbury has had plenty of games where he's been able to air it out and get some good yardage via the air. Threw for, I believe it was 185 yards last week. Handoff will go to Gavin Smith. He's contacted and not able to get the 1st down. This is going to be 4th and inches. Sounds like the tackle was made by Ian Amstutz, number 53, the senior linebacker, and it looks as though Columbia City might be going for it here. 4th and 1. It's spotted just inside the 29-yard line. Well, can the Bulldogs get a stop deep in Columbia City territory? Smith goes in motion. And who jumped first? The Bulldogs made contact. They think it's on Columbia City, but the Bulldogs came across and made contact, and it will be a 1st down. Encroachment called on New Haven. Well, let's take another look at that at our replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. I think a couple guys came in motion. Yep, 2 of them it looked like. Navon Gibson was one of them. The Eagles have broken huddle here. 1st and 10 when it looked like they were about to go 3 and out. Gavin Smith goes in motion. It's Parrish who gets the call straight up the middle, and the fullback gets 8 yards out of that fullback dive. So far, Columbia City has yet to throw the ball. And with the rain that we've had tonight and probably are going to have the rest of the night, it may be a lot of run plays. And here's another one right here. Off the right side, that is Landon Fazio pushed out of bounds across the 40-yard line. And a flag down. This may be a late hit. It was Moses Simmons who hit him late. He was there on the back end of the play. It is a late hit against the Bulldogs. Another look at this. This is the best run play of the night for Columbia City. Bulldogs, or the Eagles rather, are about to line up again. Had the blocker out in front. That was number 76, Lucas Kumichael. And then I think that was it at the back end where Simmons made the hit. So they attacked 15 yards onto the end of that play. and Columbia City's got a first down just outside the red zone. Already had some good field position after that run by Fazio. Bradbury to throw, floats it to the sideline, man open, incomplete. He had Fuller there in the corner of the end zone. Fuller had beaten his man. I think that's the first time, it's definitely the first time since Columbia City's had the ball that the clock has stopped. Not a surprise to see Columbia City running the football. That's the base of their offense anyway, but especially with the weather that we're having right now and expecting to have throughout the night, they may not go away from that. Smith goes in motion. It's Parrish who gets the call, dragging a tackler with him. Parrish inside the 5, right near the goal line. Trace Parrish would not be denied. A shirt-tail tackle's not going to work with this man. And right away the Bulldogs, or the Eagles rather, are at the 1-yard line of the Bulldogs. Parrish lining up in that fullback spot where he lines up so often. Smith in motion again. Parrish, left side, touchdown. Walk-in score, Trace Parrish. And the Eagles strike first on their home field. Going to send out Jackson Johnson to attempt the extra point. Well, after this PAT, we've got a couple of replays to show you. We'll try to show you 2 replays before the upcoming kickoff. That's Zach Berry to hold. High snap, kick on its way. It's good. Well, this was the play that set up the touchdown right after the big run by Landon Fazio. Trace Parrish, kind of a fullback stretch play, and they tried to take him down by the shirt tackle. That was Ian Amstutz, who, try as he might, could not get him down, but a shirt-tail tackle is not going to work with Trace Parrish. 6'1", 200-pound fullback, also plays linebacker. And then the touchdown just a play later. Same play there, misdirection with Smith, and Parrish off the left guard, able to score. And it's 7-0 in favor of the Eagles. 5:03 to go here in this first quarter. The Bulldogs did take over 3 minutes off the clock when they last had it. And that's a sight you may see at various times in this game, is the towel being used to wipe off the lens, because it is a rainy night here in Columbia City, Indiana. It's a rainy night in northeast Indiana, and it's especially been rainy down south. Not just rainy. Hurricane Helen hit Florida last night, made its way today through Georgia and North Carolina. I think we're experiencing the outer waves of it as this kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. It just has to ask the owner of a certain car to turn off their lights. Well, Snyder and Homestead have played through the first quarter. That game is scoreless. But New Haven will come back out on the field. Fake the handoff. It's Wallace on the keeper. He slides down for a 5-yard gain. He had Ethan McIntosh, the older of the McIntosh brothers, bearing down on him. Ethan McIntosh, one of the leading tacklers. His brother Corbin, another one of those leading tacklers. As for Wallace, he has thrown for 766 yards on the season. His completion percentage just a hair over 50%. 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. This Bulldog team graduated a lot of top-notch talent from a year ago in that share of their NE8 title. Simpson into the teeth of that Eagle defense. He'll make it a shorter third down. 3rd and 3 coming up. Looks like there's a score in another Northeast State Conference game. There is. East Noble leading Norwell. East Noble is currently tied with Columbia City for first in the NE8. Going in motion is Donald Gage, and whistles blow. False start against the Bulldogs. I'm not sure what Brett Fox said to his guys about this particular thing coming into this game, but the Eagles lost 4 straight at the end of the season last year after starting the season at 5-0. When they got into the meat of the Northeast State Conference, that's when they started to struggle. They lost to New Haven, East Noble, Leo, and then closed the season out with a loss to Norwell. But they're trying to have a different finish to the season this year. Gage in motion again for the Bulldogs. Back to throw is Wallace. Incomplete. Not sure if that just slipped out of his hands or if it was batted at the line. We'll get another look at it here on our replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Now, it was a man for Columbia City who got his hands up. Hard to tell if he actually made contact with it. Stratton Fuller, dangerous man, whether he's returning punts, carrying the rock out of the backfield, or picking off a pass. He's back to return it, and the punt is blocked. That's going to be picked up by Ethan McIntosh. A punt block touchdown for the Eagles. The special teams gets on the board for Columbia City. Well, Columbia City got some real good pressure against Huntington North 2 weeks ago. I think they blocked 1 or 2 punts. I know Braden Elkins blocked one. Well, we'll show you this touchdown in just a second after this PAT. It's Jackson Johnson set to kick it. Kick on its way. It's good. But I heard that the flag was down. I did not see one. The PAT is going to count. Well, while we have a moment, we will take a look at this replay. Our replays are brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Try and see who blocked the punt here. Was that McIntosh? Same guy who returned it? He was in the area, and so too was Owen Love. I think McIntosh got the block as well as the scoop and score. Well, good start for him on the game as now the rain continues to fall. It was kind of a spit and rain with the wind as we came into the game. You're going to see a lot of that wiping of the camera as we go on through this game. I remember doing Columbia City's game against Leo last year. That was a rainy night. I think I had 2 trips to NE8 territory last year, and both games were rainy. Had rain in Leo for their game against Columbia City, had rain in New Haven for their game against Huntington North. The home teams were victorious on both of those nights. Well, one of the strengths for New Haven this year has been their running game. DJ Simpson is the leading rusher on the team. He is a junior. He has 636 rushing yards, and he averages 127 yards per game. However, Columbia City has been stout against the run tonight. Still early in the game, 3:21, but the Bulldogs already out to a 14-0 lead. They were helped out big time by an encroachment penalty on the Bulldogs. Keeper by Wallace, and he slides near the first down. I think he's got it. Some of us were faked. Columbia City was definitely faked. And the Eagles, or the Bulldogs, do get a first down. 3:04 to play, and even with a 14-point deficit, with the rain like it is, you're probably not going to see New Haven go away from the run game anytime soon. Simpson up the middle, and he runs into a wall of Eagles, or more like a flock of Eagles. Owen Love was in there on the tackle. Well, Love has made quite an impact for these Eagles tonight. Seems like he's been all over the ball on a number of different plays. It's a gain of 1. Clock still running, 2:26 to play in this first quarter. Pistol formation. New Haven does run a pistol spread offense. Simpson going to be dropped. Corbin McIntosh and a host of Eagles. It was McIntosh who finally got the tackle in the end. Corbin and Ethan McIntosh both making an impact, and Columbia City calls a timeout. That's an interesting timeout there. You know, inside 2 minutes to go, the Eagles called the timeout with New Haven in a third down, but perhaps it might have to do with the fact that New Haven did get a first down on a 3rd and 16 earlier. Third down pass play with Dominic Wallace finding Braden Kuhnberger for a big gainer. They've reset the clock, 2:01 showing on the clock. Well, it looks like New Haven has come out of the timeout. To hear from both of these coaches their thoughts on this game tonight. We'll get you a little more information on that here in just a second. 3rd and 15. New Haven converted on a 3rd and 16 earlier in this game. 2:01 left to go here in the second. Wallace throws across the middle, and it is incomplete. Zach Berry had the coverage. He was looking for Braden Kuhnberger. See if we can get a look as to what might have happened here. Did the ball slip out of Kuhnberger's hands, or did Berry get a hand on it? Oh, it was nearly picked off. Corbin McIntosh, who had a big tackle for loss earlier on this very drive. 1:56 left, so the timeout apparently paid off. McIntosh in the right place and at the right time. Low punt. This one's going to roll to the sideline, and Stratton Fuller will just let it go. That's a wise decision, not only because the ball was just about to go out of bounds, also because you don't want to risk turning the ball over. Don't want to risk turning the ball over because you couldn't handle the wet football. Grayson Bradbury under center. He's only thrown one pass so far in this game, and that stat will hold up on this play. That's Stratton Fuller with a block out in front. It's going to be a good gain on first down. That's Lucas Kumichael leading the way for him, and Fuller picks up 6, maybe 7 on the play. It will officially go as a 7-yard gain, and the Eagles keep the ball moving. This time they run the other way, and that's Landon Fazio. And again, Kumichael throws the block for him, and Fazio right through some tacklers. A flag is down. Well, I tell you what, Lucas Kumichael has been the lead blocker on a number of these run plays, and he is doing a job. However, we'll see if this play stands as a first down. Probably coming back, although the flag did come on the back end of the play. Hearing that it's a block in the back. So this one's going to come back. So 2nd and 3 is going to turn in to 2nd and 13. Meanwhile, we do have a man down. We are going to look at our latest replay here. We'll come out of that in a minute, see if we can see the block in the back. Well, it might have happened, but I think I missed it. Meanwhile, the man who's down is Jesus Diaz. Diaz will be helped off the field. You see him start to walk a little bit under his own power. Now they're going to help him off. You could tell that Diaz had a bit of a limp there as he was coming off the field. I said it'd be 3rd and 13. It actually was penalized from the spot of the foul, so it's actually going to be 2nd and looks like a yard and a half. That's not the official down and distance, but where the sticks are. Eagles need the 47-yard line for a first down. The ball, or the down marker is just short, it looks like, or on the edge, actually, of the 41-yard line. So it actually is 2nd and a full yard. So in a way, the block in the back helps Columbia City, but it doesn't give them all they wanted. An official's timeout, I think. Trace Parrish looked like he had dropped something. Maybe. Oh, the wind was blowing the ball. I beg your pardon. Handoff off the right side, and that's Fazio with room to run. Fazio breaks a tackle. He's gone. Touchdown, Eagles. Landon Fazio gives the Eagles a 20-0 lead. They have jumped all over the Bulldogs today. Again, this was where the Eagles' season took a turn for the worse last year, this point of the season, but today they are taking out that frustration on the Bulldogs and trying to make sure that last year's 4-game losing streak does not repeat itself. It won't be a 4-game regular season losing streak if they were to win this game. Zach Berry to hold, Jackson Johnson to kick, and Johnson sends it through. Well, here's another look at our replay. It's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, Fazio just lined up as the slot back there, and they ran a little counter play, and Fazio got past one man, and he was gone. Excellent blocking out in front. You know, I've sung the praises of number 76, Lucas Kumichael, for Columbia City. He's thrown some key blocks. Didn't see where he was on that last play. I imagine he was involved somewhere. I think this time one of the key blocks came from number 79, Carson Carpenter. I think Zach Berry's going to hold this kickoff for Johnson, just with the wind blowing like it is. And looking through the window, yeah, the rain still is coming. It looks like the wind is blowing it a little bit as well. So Eagles taking the proactive move here, sending out Berry as the holder and wasting no time doing so. Johnson's kick is going to reach the end zone. 40.7 seconds left in this first quarter. Well, the Eagles have thrived on the running game. They've thrown one pass. They haven't really need to throw the ball all night long. You know, With the rain like it is, it's no surprise that you would run the football. But for the Eagles, their offense is a flex-bone offense. They like to run the football, and they have a number of weapons who can tote the rock effectively for them. We just saw Landon Fazio. He's one of the leading rushers for these Eagles on the season. In fact, he might even be the leading rusher. Check on that here in a second. We know that DJ Simpson is the leading rusher for New Haven. And yes, Fazio is the leading rusher. Second leading rusher is Stratton Fuller with Trace Parrish right behind him. Parrish and Fazio both have touchdowns today. Ethan McIntosh also with a block punt return touchdown, and I believe he's the one who blocked the punt. Handoff goes to Simpson, and Simpson, oh, check that. That's number 21, Clifton Townsend. Again, the Eagles all over it. Wyatt Freeman in on that tackle. I think Owen Love was there as well. Love has been all over the field, and that might be the final play. No, check that. I think we got a timeout. Clock is stopped at 35 seconds. Did the Eagles take the timeout? They sure did. Well, that's 2 timeouts used by the Eagles already in this half. And I tell you what, be looking at that being the last play of the first quarter. 2nd down and 9 at the back end of the second quarter, or at the front end of the second quarter, rather. I'm kind of surprised by that timeout. We'll see what happens here on 2nd and 9. New Haven hasn't had to use any timeouts left, and you wonder what kind of difference the use of timeouts could make later on in the game. Snyder, meanwhile, now leads 14-0 over Homestead, and East Noble leads Norwell 14-0. They're starting the second quarter over there in Kendallville. I believe Columbia City plays East Noble next week. That'd be in Kendallville. 35 seconds to go in this first half. The snap gets away, and falling back on it is Wallace. All the way back to the 12-yard line, or did the Eagles get it? Oh, nope, they're saying New Haven ball. Owen Love came out of there with the football. And did I hear that there's a flag down? Check that, another timeout by the Eagles. I think that's by the Eagles. Well, that's their last timeout of the half. It sounds like they're wanting New Haven to punt into the wind. Yeah, the wind is blowing toward what is currently the New Haven end zone. But that means that Columbia City's out of timeouts. Now, they've got the lead 21-0. Columbia City's going to have the wind to their backs when the second quarter starts. Or rather, New Haven's going to have the wind to their backs when the second quarter starts. This is going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 it looks like. 18, 3rd and 18. Well, whether or not New Haven gets this first down, this will be the last play of the quarter unless New Haven throws and the pass goes incomplete. Wallace to throw, pressured, intercepted. Gavin Smith, room to run off the left side. One block, he's in. Or is he? I did not see a signal, but apparently it's a touchdown. Pick 6, Gavin Smith. The offense, the special teams, and now the defense has reached the end zone for the Eagles. Extra point by Jackson Johnson. Gavin Smith did have a pick 2 weeks ago against Huntington North. As the extra point is good, 28-0. Get another look at this pick. Smith was involved in a whole bunch of different ways against Huntington North. Started with the pressure up the middle, and then Smith right there waiting for it. Thank you very much, he says. That's Tyler Faust who helped lead the way for him, and it looked as though Smith just got it inside the pylon. So right now the folks here in the press box trying to wipe off the windows. It is a wet night here in Columbia City, Indiana. Well, again, Zach Berry's going to be called upon to hold this kickoff. .4 seconds left in the first quarter. It is all Eagles here in Columbia City. This is a little shorter, but it's going to bounce at the 6, and it just touched the goal line. That one went over Simpson, and it almost rolled dead inside the 1. That would have been huge for Columbia City and huge for New Haven, too, as they'd likely have their backs against the wall. This one was a slow roller. It's not often we just look at kickoffs, but something like this is worth rewatching on our replay. It's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. It just stopped right on the goal line. I mean, you can't get it any closer. Wallace out of the gun. He'll keep it. Looks to lateral, and he's got nowhere to go. Corbin McIntosh finished it off, and also helping out for the Eagles was number 56, and that is Wyatt Freeman. That's going to be the last play of the first quarter. The Eagles have scored on offense, on special teams, and on defense, and they lead it 28-0 after 1. And we will be right back for the start of the second quarter here on this broadcast of high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape, and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Ready to start the second quarter. Coming into this game, head coach Brett Fox said of New Haven, New Haven is always a challenge. They play so aggressively and have a lot of athletes around the field. This year, their running backs are playing so well for them, and they have the ability to break plays and break the game wide open. Well, DJ Simpson hasn't quite broken it open. New Haven's defense has been all over him at the line of scrimmage. Handoff off the right side. That is Simpson trying to cut it back, and he's dragged down by the shirt. I think that was Sam Bean who made the tackle. Told that we do have a flag on the play, though. It's holding on New Haven. The Eagles will decline it and bring up 3rd and long. Second down, and looks like it will be 13. Dominic Wallace looks over at DJ Simpson as the Bulldogs try to get something going offensively. They did convert on a 3rd and 16 in the first quarter. That was their first drive of the game. But Columbia City's defense has stiffened up. Wide open man there on the near side. It is number 6, Jamarcus Turner, and Turner's able to take it across the 20, but well short of the first down. Eagles defense did give up 2 first downs on New Haven's first drive, but they have not given up a first down since. So Tyler Faust goes back to return the punt, along with Stratton Fuller. Just the second New Haven punt so far in this game. Make that the 3rd punt. One of them was blocked by Ethan McIntosh. He later returned it for a touchdown. That's headed towards Faust. He'll take it on a hop. Faust to the right side. Faust still on his feet and gets across the 45. Good second effort there by Tyler Faust. And it will be good field position for the Eagles. 10:39 on the clock here in the second quarter. Again, we heard earlier East Noble, when we last heard, was up 14-0 over Norwell. It was 2 years ago when Columbia City won their conference title. They had to knock off Norwell by 1 on the final week of the regular season, but they got it done, and they won the conference. That's Gavin Smith getting the call and nothing doing there. But he keeps on fighting. Only got a yard on the play. Check that. It's Fuller, number 43. My apologies there. I initially saw the 1 number, didn't see the 4 and the 3 on his jersey. I knew it wasn't Fazio. He had lined up on the other side. Just a 1-yard gain for the Eagles on that play. Fazio motions. The ball's loose. Did the Eagles get it back? If they did, they lost a yard, and they did get it back. Grayson Bradbury able to fall back on top of it. 3rd and 10. So the first 3rd and long today. Longest down distance that the Eagles have faced was 3rd and 6 on a 3rd down. They were able to get close to the first down, and then they got New Haven to jump. And I think it's an official's timeout. They wanted a new football. They're going to be drying off a lot of footballs tonight. And the whistle blows again. And we've got an injury timeout. They said it's 54 for New Haven. That's Jesus Diaz. Now, he went down earlier in the game. So apparently able to get back in the ball game, but down all over again. But we'll be right back after this injury timeout on SummitCitySports.com.
Round 3, 2, 1.
Jump high.
Well, it looks like Diaz has been helped off the field. Columbia City facing a 3rd and 10. They haven't had to throw the ball much tonight, but likely in a passing situation here on 3rd and long. Instead, they will run it. It's Fazio who tries to break through. Got across the 50-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play, but it's going to be 4th down. Now, the Eagles did go for it on 4th and 1 earlier, but this is going to be 4th and 5. 4th and a long 5, 4th and a long 6. And it looks like the Eagles are keeping the offense out there. Fazio in motion. Bradbury gives it to him, and Fazio with a cut. He's got the first down. Across the 40-yard line, make that right to the 40, but Fazio moves the chains. A good team effort so far by the Eagles. Fazio with back-to-back carries on 3rd and 4th down, and he moves the chains in the end. And as they reset the chains, they'll keep the clock moving. That's the benefit of calling that run play. Not only that, but getting that first down. The clock does stop while they move the chains, but then it restarts once they set them. Parrish trying to break through. Little powerful run. It only gets him a yard, though. And on the tackle, number 58, Charles McGrant. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. 8:33 and counting to go here in this second quarter. Fazio goes in motion. Here's Parrish. Cuts it at the line. Parrish with room to run. 1st down and more. Parrish still on his feet. Inside the 10 and pushed out of bounds right near the 5. Call him out at the 6-yard line. Great run by Parrish. Parrish, the fullback, showing some shiftiness. Here's another look at it on a replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, there's the cut right at the line. Good blocking also in front by this Eagles line. They've done a great job today. And Parrish with his biggest run of the night. Parrish does have a touchdown run from earlier in this game as Bradbury gets back out there on 1st and goal from the 6. Fazio in motion again. Parrish gets the call. All kinds of room. Touchdown, Eagles. Well, we're not in Philadelphia, but right now it's fly, Eagles, fly, as the Eagles take a 34-0 lead over the Bulldogs. Jackson Johnson did make, I think it was a 38-yard field goal 2 weeks ago against Huntington North. Hasn't had to kick a field goal yet. This is his 5th straight extra point attempt. They get the snap down. Plenty high enough, it's good. 35-0 Eagles. 8:04 to go in the second quarter. Well, we got to give a shout-out to the offensive line on this play because this hole was wide open off that right side. Look at the room that Parrish has to run. Good luck trying to stop that. Parrish just said, thank you very much to his big uglies up front. And, of course, one of the challenges of the flex bone offense is there's so many different running backs that could get the football. You usually have 3 in the backfield. You got the 2 slot backs and your fullback. Parrish was the fullback on that last play. You don't know where the football's going. You got to keep your wits about you defensively. And, of course, it also helps on the offensive side when you got some misdirection going. Looks like they've got a new holder out there. That's Tanner Ellis, who's going to hold for Johnson. 8:04 to go in this second quarter. It's all Eagles in this Northeast 8 Conference matchup. Eagles trying to go to 6-0. They faced New Haven in Week 6 last year, ended up losing that game, then lost the next 3 after that. But that's one of the few blemishes on the night so far for Columbia City as the kickoff goes out of bounds. Bulldogs will start from their own 35-yard line. Now, of course, you can expect a little bit of that with the wind and the rain blowing tonight. Some kicks might get away from you, and that might have been what just happened there for Jackson Johnson. Well, this is New Haven's best starting field position of the game. as they start from their own 35-yard line. The handoff goes to Simpson, and he's dropped. Owen Love in the backfield. Oh, what a night he's having defensively. This guy has been all over the line of scrimmage and got past the line of scrimmage there to make that tackle. Call it a loss of a yard. I thought it was more than that. But it's going to be 2nd and 11. New Haven, they run a spread offense. They line up 3 wide receivers on the field, and then they line up Simpson in the backfield. And you can run the ball effectively out of that formation because you got to pay attention to all those wide receivers, but Columbia City ready for that one. There's that man again, Owen Love, and he got a little help from Corbin McIntosh. Just got an update from one of our fellow announcers, Jaron Matheny. He's over at Spooler Stadium for Homestead versus Snyder. A Missouri high school football team intentionally missed an 80-yard field goal. Well, I'm not sure if that's genuine or if that's not so. Pressure comes, and somehow Wallace got out of that, and he's going to get the first down. Sounds like there is a flag down. Wallace slid all the way out of bounds near the sideline. But we're going to check on the penalty here. It's against Columbia City. Apologies there. I think I'd had a little issue with the camera here. Let's take a look at what happened here. Well, that was the fake by Wallace. You saw that. See if we can see the hit at the back end of this. Oh, there's the hit right at the end. That's Corbin McIntosh who commits the penalty. So New Haven not only gets a first down, they get extra yardage, and now they're set up at the Columbia City 37. Make that the 36-yard line is where the Bulldogs have it. Wallace to throw, flushed out of the pocket. Is he going to take off again? He is, and he gets out of bounds inside the 35. Gain of 3, it looks like. 6:26 left on the clock. East Noble now leads 21-0 over Norwell. Columbia City is at East Noble next week. That could very well be a battle between two teams at the top of the NE8. Straight ahead goes Simpson, and he got down to the 31-yard line. A 2-yard gain, but a manageable third down coming up. And I beg your pardon, that's number 21, Clifton Townsend, getting the handoff. Mark the ball about the 30-and-a-half-yard line, if you will. Wallace out of the shotgun. Off the left side, it's Townsend with a first down and more. Townsend breaking free down to the 10. Clifton Townsend with his best run of the night. Zach Berry makes the tackle for Columbia City, and the Bulldogs have something going on this drive. And what a difference a score could make here. Right now it's a 35-point lead for Columbia City. If New Haven doesn't score between now and halftime, it would be a running clock at the start of the second half. So New Haven is definitely looking to score here to keep the running clock at the very least delayed. Handoff up the middle. Townsend takes some contact and takes on that contact at about the 6. Got down to about the 5. Sam Bean in on the tackle for Columbia City. On only 2 drives, New Haven has gotten a first down. This is one of them. Up until this drive, I don't believe they had converted a first down since the first drive of the game. This is a long drive for New Haven, though, down to 4:45 on the clock. Wallace maybe a little confused by the formation, and we get an official's timeout. Resetting the play clock. Wallace fakes, throws, and it's incomplete. That was a dangerous pass. Gavin Smith, who already has a pick 6 in this game, was in the area of where that ball was thrown. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 5. Three wide receivers on the field. That's typical for these Bulldogs. They do run a pistol spread offense. In motion goes Kuhnberger. Townsend up the middle, trying to fight through the line, and he's going to be pushed back. Well, a decision to be made here for New Haven. Obviously, you're down 4 scores. You want a touchdown, but a field goal does get it inside a 35-point deficit. But it looks like New Haven is going to keep the offense on the field. Of course, you remember it is a rainy, windy night, so no field goal would be easy on a night like tonight. Or are they bringing on the field goal team? That is Wallace, who's back on the field, along with Townsend in the backfield. Play clock down to 2, and timeout. New Haven calls their first timeout of the game. They've been able to save their timeouts up to this point. Well, this is easily the best drive that New Haven has put together today. They got 2 first downs on their first drive of the game, and up until this drive, did not convert a single first down. We do have a few sponsors that we need to hear from. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne and a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. New state-of-the-art car wash facilities. Free car washes when you buy from Kelly Automotive. ShopDriveKelly.com. Well, the Bulldogs had the offense out there ready to go for it on 4th and goal, but the play clock was winding down. They had to burn their first time out of the first half. The offense is going to stay out there. Not a surprise. Would not be a long field goal from here. It'd be a 22-yarder. However, with the wind, Bulldogs not taking any chances. Jamarcus Turner lines up wide to the near side. Wallace to throw, throws underneath, and it's picked off. That's Gavin Smith racing down the sideline. Is he going to do it again? Nobody near him. Gavin Smith ready to take it to the house. Pick 6, Smith. Gavin Smith, 2 pick 6s in the ball game. Have a night, young man. Well, that is worth another look. New Haven was driving to get it under the 35-point mark, and Gavin Smith just told him, no, you don't. And there's Smith undercutting the route. Looked like he picked it off right at the goal line. I think this is going to go as a 100-yard pick 6. Second pick 6 of the game for Gavin Smith, and it's kind of slowed it down, and the benefit of that is allows more time to come off the clock, just a few extra seconds. Jackson Johnson's extra point is good. Eagles lead at 42-0. A big game for the Columbia City Eagles. Now, yes, New Haven does come into this game 0-5 on the season, but you've got East Noble coming up next week, and Columbia City needs to make sure they don't have a letdown going into that game, and so far they have not had a letdown. 2 pick 6s by Gavin Smith. Offensively, they've run the ball very well. Had a blocked punt return for a touchdown by Ethan McIntosh. And with 3:28 to go, the Eagles with a very comfortable lead over the Bulldogs. Jackson Johnson on to kick it away. Again, they bring out Tanner Ellis to serve as the holder. Columbia City will get the ball to start the second half. And I would not expect that the game plan offensively would change any bit. Just run the football. That has been the MO of Columbia City tonight. They've only thrown one pass in this entire game. Landon Fazio, or make that Jackson Johnson to kick it away. This will be returned to the 24-yard line. And the stop made right at about the 32. New Haven will start from there. Down 42-0. Of course, last year's Bulldogs team had a lot of great talent. You think about Trey Bates, the leading rusher, Donovan Williams, the quarterback. You had two dynamic receivers and a Johnny Washington and Mylan Graham. Of course, Mylan did suffer an injury late in the season. But that New Haven team went 8-1 in the regular season, got a share of the NE8 title. Now this year, 0-5 to start out the year. Late coming onto the field is Gavin Shepard. High snap, handoff to Simpson. And he gets about 4 on the carry, up to the 34. Wyatt Freeman in on the tackle for Columbia City. Check that, it's a 2-yard gain up to just across the 44-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Bulldogs. Do have another update. Carroll leads Wayne 10-8. That game's at halftime. Turner goes in motion. Wallace looking to throw to Turner out in the flat. Now he floats it to the sideline, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Blaine Thurber. Third and 8 coming up. New Haven's gotten first downs on just 2 of their drives. Got 2 first downs on their first drive, and on their most recent drive, I think they got 3 first downs, if I'm not mistaken. Got to a goal-to-go situation, but that was when Gavin Smith's pick 6 took place. Wallace to throw. He's got time. Right down the middle. That's complete. And taking a big hit was Thurber, but he gets the first down. Southside leads 9-0. Southside leads Concordia 9-0. Corte Wallace made a 25-yard field goal in that game. Here, Columbia City leads New Haven 42-0. Wallace out of the gun. He'll hand it off to Simpson, and Simpson's dragged down, and there he is again. It was a combo tackle, but one of the men in that combination was Owen Love. We've said Owen Love's name several times tonight. He has been all over the line of scrimmage for these Eagles, and we get a whistle. Did New Haven take a timeout? Officials timeout, I believe. They want to reset the play clock. Man goes in motion for New Haven. Wallace throws the lateral. It's bobbled and appears to be caught by the Bulldogs, but a loss on the play. Braden Kuhnberger made the catch. It does go as a loss on the play. Well, those laterals are dangerous with the rain and wind that we've had, mainly with the rain. You get a slippery football coming your way, it'd be easy to have it slip out of your hands. Wallace to throw, pressured, and he's going to go down. A combo sack by the Eagles. Ethan McIntosh was one of the men who got there. It's going to be 4th down, and, well, the Eagles will probably just take a knee after this punt. There is a 17-second differential between game clock and play clock, so the Bulldogs will have to punt the ball away, but they'll probably do so with about 18 seconds on the game clock. Pressured, and that one is blocked. Flag comes in. It's picked up by the Eagles, and a shirt-tail tackle from behind. It's McIntosh who gets the return. Is that going to be a horse collar, though? There was a flag that came in before the tackle. Now, McIntosh blocked a punt earlier in this game and returned that for a touchdown. See if we can sort this out. The officials are trying to sort it out right now. We'd like to show you this next replay, but right now we're trying to figure out what the call is. We'll show you the replay. It's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. That might have been McIntosh who got his hand on the football again, and you can see he's the one who recovers. That's 2 block punt recoveries by Ethan McIntosh. Illegal formation against New Haven. Eagles will decline that penalty. And a horse collar tackle against the Bulldogs at the end of it as well. And we'll go ahead and show you the play again because it looked like, watching it live, there was a horse collar tackle here. Now there's 15.5 seconds left. Well, there's the block by McIntosh. And there's the tackle from behind. It did indeed look like a horse collar. The guilty party was number 58, Charles McGrant. Well, the offense is going to come out on the field for Columbia City. 15.5 seconds left. They don't have any timeouts. Do they just run the ball and go to the half, or do they let Grayson Bradbury throw the ball here? It's going to be a run play. Up the middle, Stratton Fuller breaks free. Touchdown! The Eagles pour on a little more before the half. $48-0. Well, you know, when you're given that kind of field position, it's not a surprise that you'd run another offensive play. The Eagles, their bread and butter is the run game. The only thing surprising about that play is the Eagles didn't have any timeouts, but in the end, they don't need them. Jackson Johnson coming out for the PAT. We'll show you that touchdown again on our replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning in just a moment. Johnson sends it away, and that is good. We're not in Philadelphia, but it's Fly Eagles Fly tonight here in Columbia City. 49-0. Stratton Fuller with his, I believe, second touch, maybe third touch on the ground tonight. But here is another look at the touchdown that makes it 49-0 before the half. As one man got his hands on him but was not able to pull him down. Stratton Fuller to the house. And the Eagles take advantage of that horse collar tackle right before halftime. Johnson kicks it away. Bouncing kick. It's loose. And did the Eagles get it? They did. And that's McIntosh. Ethan McIntosh all over the place on special teams. 6.5 left. And, well, the only question here if you're the Eagles is, do you take a knee or do you send out the field goal unit? I would think take a knee, with this being a 49-0 lead. and the ball being right at the 35 and the wind being like it is. We know Jackson Johnson's got a strong leg, but on a night like tonight, you probably don't want to risk it. An Eagle-dominated first half. And the Eagles look like they're lining up to take a knee. And that is exactly what Grayson Bradbury will do. He was about to spike the ball in celebration. The Eagles have a lot to be excited about as they lead at 49-0 at halftime. 4 offensive touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns for Trace Parrish, 1 for Landon Fazio, 1 for Stratton Fuller. Two pick sixes by Gavin Smith, and then Ethan McIntosh blocks a punt and returns it for a touchdown. That's what's going on for the Eagles here at halftime. In the meantime, thanks to some technical difficulties earlier, we got to go ahead and get some words in from our sponsors that allow us to do the games that we get to do every week here on SummitCitySports.com. We'll do that here in just a second. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweiler Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenweilerContracting.com for more information. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Jolie Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you are facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolie Law Firm is your answer. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Halftime here at Columbia City, and it is all Eagles. 49-0. The Eagles 5-0 on the season. They got to this point last year and then had that 4-game losing streak to close out the regular season. They're trying to make sure that that does not happen again. We will have a running clock when the second half begins. 49-0. Columbia City at the half. We're back in a matter of moments as we get closer to the second half on SummitCitySports.com.
In soccer since I was 5 years old. Started with Upward and then started with the Leo middle school teams and then started playing high school and decided that soccer was my sport. I further wanted to play travel and I decided to play with Sport Club. College soccer has been a dream for me since freshman and sophomore year of high school. I went to the Manchester University ID camp and I really liked it. Their team is very young. They have a lot to look forward to. They're big on family and that's what I really like. The last couple months have been very critical, battling through both my surgery and my other injury. I've worked with Mike at Parkview Athletic Rehab to strengthen my knee. The EDGE program makes me better as a soccer player because soccer comes with strength and with the agility, change of direction. I've become a faster runner. Tiffany has helped me become a better person in general. She's helped me throughout my injuries and she's one of my #1 supporters. PSM has been very beneficial with making sure I'm still healthy and becoming more healthy, and that made me drive to be better at soccer. I'm very happy from where I came.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I'm Emerson Weaver from Leo High School and Empowered Volleyball Academy. I first picked up a volleyball, I was probably like 8. I started playing club because my best friend did it, especially going into my late middle school years. I started training hard and now I'm playing high school and I love it, and I'm playing beach and I love it, and it's amazing because I get the best of both worlds. For the past 2 years, I really focused on beach, and that's really where I kind of want to go with my future. At Empowered, we've done specific sports performance training with PSM, and it's really just helped us grow as athletes. I notice it, I'm jumping higher, I'm running faster. It's just really helped me overall. It's insane how much of a better athlete I've become, being able to lift and do all those different movements, and I can really just notice it as a club. It's truly helping us all the way around as volleyball players. It's just been super beneficial.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
PSM is not just for me, it's for all athletes in the city, because I'm not the only person in the city that's playing different sports. There's people that play golf, lacrosse, every type of sport in there. I like how it's just personalized. So like your sport, over the winter and most of the summer, I think I focused on putting on weight, putting on more muscle. That'll help in all aspects of football, being able to defeat blocks, tackle, and prevent injuries more. I'm way stronger in other mental aspects of the game, my approach at the plate, how to play different hitters and all that type of stuff that goes into the game. But once August came around, then it was full football mode. It was kind of cool to get that first football offer, and it also shows people around the area that I'm something other than just a baseball player.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
From day one, it was basically the sport for me, and I knew that. I grew up on a golf course. A lot of my family's played golf, and then there's been a lot of college golfers I played with, and I've always wanted to be like them. College golf's always been a goal, and I'm excited that I'm going to get that chance. I ended up choosing Franklin. I really like it there. Really young program. Great school as well. I just enjoyed it there, and definitely excited for the 4 years. I started Edge 2 years ago, and that's where I've noticed my biggest improvements. It's coming in here, getting speed, agility, as well as rotation and everything. It all translates to the golf game. Becoming stronger, getting some club speed, be able to hit it farther. You have to put in the work. Also, the mental game's a big thing, and Tiffany and I work on that a ton, and I think she's probably one of the biggest reasons why I am where I am. That's a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you really don't think about that really translates to the golf game.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade-in services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape, and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
49-0 Eagles at halftime. That's right, it is all Eagles against the New Haven Bulldogs. 4 offensive touchdowns for Columbia City, 2 pick sixes by Gavin Smith, and a blocked punt by Ethan McIntosh, which he proceeded to return for a touchdown. We got a few more words from our sponsors to get in here on SummitCitySports.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu for more information. Hang on a second. Got some buffering on my end. We'll see if we can get that graphic back up there. There we go. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. And today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, we do have a few replays to show you as Columbia City is out to the huge 49-0 lead. This was kind of the replay that really got things started for Columbia City. You know, they went for it on 4th and inches, and if they were going for a hard count here, they got what they were going for. They were able to draw the Bulldogs off sides. 2 of them came off sides, as you just saw there. Navon Gibson was one of them, and that gave the Eagles a first down, and that ultimately led to the first score of the game. Now, before that, a couple of big runs, one of them by Landon Fazio. Just a little counter play from his slot back position, and give credit to big number 76, Lucas Kumichael, for throwing the lead block there. Fazio takes that for a first down, and I believe it was an unnecessary roughness penalty at the end of it that gave the Eagles even more yards. And then Trace Parrish gets a carry shortly afterwards. In fact, I believe this was the following play, and a shirt-tail tackle's not going to get this guy down. Trace Parrish is 6'1", 200 pounds, a fullback by position. Good luck trying to drag him down by the shirt tail. And then Parrish was the one who got to cap it off. Just a little fullback stretch play. And Parrish, with a little help from that misdirection from Gavin Smith, scores right off the left guard. And it's a 7-0 Columbia City lead at that point. That kind of set the tone for Columbia City, but also give credit to the special teams. One player who's been all over the place for special teams has been Ethan McIntosh. He's got 2 block punts, 2 block punt returns, and this one he took back for a touchdown. He's just sitting right there waiting for him, and all that McIntosh had to do was pick it up and walk it in. And Columbia City goes up 14-0. They've scored on offense, on special teams, and on defense. We will show you the defensive touchdown in a little bit. But first, another great play from Landon Fazio. Had a big run on Columbia City's first drive of the game, and this was his biggest run of the night. Excellent blocking by that front line, and Fazio's gone. All of Columbia City's offensive touchdowns tonight have been rushing touchdowns, and that one was the longest one of the game. But as I mentioned, the defense has also scored, and here's a little example of that. Gavin Smith, who had a pick against Huntington North, comes up with a pick 6 in the first quarter, late in the first quarter. Just snuck it inside that pylon and got that good block there at the back end of the play by Tyler Faust. And Columbia City goes up 28-0 at that point. Now, we could tell you more about Gavin Smith, and we'll go ahead and tell you more about him when we come back from our next replay. There's just under 2 minutes left on the clock. Now the kids will get an extra 3 minutes to warm up coming out of the halftime locker room after that clock runs down. Back in a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade-in services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
49-0 in favor of Columbia City in this Northeast 8 Conference matchup. Here's a look at Gavin Smith's second pick six of the game. We showed you his first one. This one was his second, and I said this might have been 100 yards. I think this was actually a 99-yard pick six. It looked like he secured the ball right at the 1-yard line, but he took it all 99 yards to the house and made it 42-0 after that point. There's still another 2 minutes on the clock. Both the Bulldogs and the Eagles are going to get extra time. They're getting their extra time to warm up right now, and they're both using that time. The Eagles will get the football to start the second half. New Haven will kick off. We do have an update from one of our other games. Homestead fumbled on the first play of the second half. Snyder now leads that game 21-0 over at Spooler Stadium. Here it's all Eagles, 49-0, where Eagles dare, and Columbia City ready to get the ball to start the second half. It will be a running clock. The Eagles went 5-0 to start the season last year, then lost their last 4 games of the regular season. That started with the New Haven Bulldogs on the road. Eagles looking to put that behind them here in Week 6 of 2024. Got just over a minute left to go. We'll be right back in a matter of moments on SummitCitySports.com.
Round 3, 2, 1.
If you're on the level court, you need to have your ability to jump high, block, serve, react quick to the ball. PSM performance has helped me in every aspect of the game. Working with Zach has definitely been super influential. Getting stronger in the weight room, all the agility work, sprinting, jumping. It's just really increased my game in volleyball and also my speed and my strength.
Well, we're just about ready for the start of the second half. Columbia City gets the ball to start the second half. And it will be a running clock. Clock will only stop on scoring plays, timeouts, and injuries. And I say the clock stops on scoring plays To be specific, if a touchdown is scored at any point in the second half, the clock will stop after the point after or 2-point conversion try. But the second half is underway, and the Eagles await the kick. It will be returned from the 6-yard line, and that is Stratton Fuller. Fuller gets to the 20-yard line and fights ahead, still going, and he almost broke through. He did break through, and it took number 45, Brian Balagas, to stop him in his tracks. Boy, I thought they had Fuller dead to rights, but he never stopped his feet from moving. We'll take another look at this on our Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay as the rain continues to pound down. He's met at the 21-yard line here. That was Davion Smith, and he kept on going. Lowered the boom right into Biegas, just short of the 40-yard line. Eagles start from the 39. Their bread and butter has been the running game, and you would think that they wouldn't go away from it at this point. I believe the line for Grayson Bradbury is he's 0 for 1. Stratton Fuller going to come back onto the field. They had Cohen Creason in there. Fuller, after taking on that contact, he might have thought that he was going to get a chance to rest. Not so. He goes in motion here off the left side, and check that. That's not Fuller. It's going to be a first down. Landon Atkins, and he keeps on fighting. His own man just shoved him forward. Tucker Reed, perhaps trying to push him forward for extra yards, ended up shoving him out of bounds. But Landon Atkins, with his first carry of the ball game, makes it a good one. And Columbia City is at the New Haven 45. And now Cohen Creason is in the game for Columbia City. There goes Fazio in motion. Handoff off the left side, and it's Atkins again. Atkins down the sideline. He's gone. Landon Atkins, 2 carries, and this one goes for 6 to start the third quarter. Also worth mentioning, Zach Berry was in there at quarterback. Plays defensive back, and he is the backup quarterback to Grayson Bradbury, but Landon Atkins with 2 good carries on that play, on that drive, and this one goes for 6, 55-0. Clock still running. It will stop on the extra point as Jackson Johnson comes out to attempt it. Run all night long. That's been the theme for Columbia City. It's good. 56-0. The Eagles break the half-century mark. Clock does stop for the time being after the made PAT with 9:10 to go. But Landon Atkins with 2 excellent runs. We'll try to show them both to you here on our replay. Our replays are brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Atkins lining up in the spot that was occupied by Gavin Smith and cutting through tacklers there and even kept the feet moving. Also got some help from Tucker Reed. He's kind of trying to help force him forward. He ended up throwing him out of bounds on his own sideline. And then Atkins with a little more for you. 45-yard touchdown run, and it's so hard to key in on any one of these running backs in a flex bone offense because you put 3 backs on the field offensively. That's what Columbia City runs, is the flex bone. And because it's so hard to defend all these different running backs, a flex bone or wishbone or wing T, whatever the name of the formation or what name of the scheme is, it's hard to defend against it. I mentioned the wishbone. That was a style of offense that Brett Favre played in when he was in high school. His dad, Big Irv, was the head coach at his high school down in Mississippi. And Big Irv, he was well aware that Brett could throw the football, but by his own admission, he had a lot of great running backs that he could hand the ball off to, and he also admitted that he was more focused on winning than on showcasing his son. But his son went on to break so many different records in the NFL. And, of course, there's more recent news about Brett Favre that's not so good. We'll save that for another time as Cohen Creason makes the tackle out of bounds. Jamarcus Turner on the return there. Well, Snyder has added to their lead. They're now up 28-0 over Homestead. Looks like Carroll's still ahead of Wayne, but looks like they're about – oh, nope, they've already started the second half, and Carroll has added to their lead. They're up 17-8. Carroll riding high after that win against Snyder just a week ago. Dominic Wallace out of the shotgun. He'll hand that one off. And that is Townsend off the right side, who's going to pick up a first down across the 45. Clifton Townsend was the primary runner on New Haven's long drive, their longest drive of the game so far, that resulted in a pick six by Gavin Smith. Wallace operating out of the shotgun. Eagles a little late getting in their formation. And it's Townsend off the left side. He gets a good gain out of it. He picks up 6 to the 49-yard line. Looks like Southside's still on top of Concordia. 9-0 there at Jack Weicker Stadium. Be 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain there for Townsend. Looks like he remains in the backfield for New Haven. Wallace throws to the near side. That's complete. Jamarcus Turner goes down at about the 45-yard line, comes up a yard shy of the line to gain. Sounds like it was 19 R.J. Ferris who made the tackle. Bulldogs faced with a 3rd and 1 here. It is a running clock situation. Wallace gets the play from the sidelines. New Haven under new leadership this year. Vance Shearer, the former offensive coordinator, taking over for Kyle Boer. Down to 3 seconds on the play clock. They get it off. Townsend up the middle, and he is swung forward, and I think he's going to get it. Tanner Ryder met him at the line, but then threw him forward and basically gave him a first down. So New Haven moves the chains. Probably not in the way they expected to, but they'll take it. Down inside 6 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Turner goes in motion. Fake handoff. Wallace to his left. Pressured. Ball's batted at the line and picked off. Number 82 down the sideline, Andrew Firthmiller. Pick 6. 3 pick sixes for Columbia City tonight. $62-0. Well, Gavin Smith had 2 pick sixes earlier in this game, and now Firthmiller joins the party. And it doesn't look like Firthmiller's had an interception. First pick of the year for the young man. And it goes for a touchdown as Jackson Johnson lines up to kick the PAT. And the kick is blocked. That's the only missed extra point in this game, and I can say that now. Because I hadn't said it all night long. Jackson Johnson had been perfect on extra points in this game. He had not gotten to kick a field goal yet, but he had been perfect on extra points until that one. 4:30 to go. As we'll take another look at this pick six on our replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Again, it was Andrew Firthmiller, the linebacker and backup tight end. Meanwhile, deflecting the ball at the line was Zach Firthmiller, the sophomore defensive lineman. It's a Firth-Miller party. Zach with a deflection and Andrew with the return. They're both sophomores, so I'd have to guess that they're twins. It's been confirmed here in the booth that they are indeed twins, as Jackson Johnson gets ready to kick it away. As the rain continues to pound down here at Columbia City, well, it's raining on the Bulldogs parade tonight. That one's going to roll into the end zone. I think that was Turner back there on the return. He had the choice to either let it go out short of the pylon and take the ball at the 35, or let it go past the pylon and take the ball at the 20-yard line. And it's going to be starting from the 20 for New Haven. Clock now running again, 4:23 to go in this game. Eagles have shut out two of the opponents that have come in here to Columbia City this year. They shut out Belmont in the conference opener. They shut out Churubusco in the season opener. We're not able to pitch a shutout against Huntington North. The Vikings did battle in that game, particularly in the second half. Off the right side. No, check that. It's a quarterback keeper as the backup quarterback gets in the game for the Eagles. Ethan Wake, the sophomore quarterback, in the game now. By my stats here, Wake has not yet gotten in the game. Looks like it's Ben Wallace almost all throughout the season, but Wake getting his first minutes of this game. Wake back to throw, gets some pressure, dances away for the moment. Now he's going to take off again, and he'll get the first down out of bounds at the 35. Clock will continue to run as it's down to 3:08 to go, and Columbia City with this 62-0 lead. Pistol formation here for the Bulldogs. It's Wake on the keeper. He breaks free from the first man, but the second wave gets to him, and getting the sack for Columbia City is Arrow Mullinax. Columbia City's gotten some good pressure from their front line. Officially, they've got 3 sacks for the game, but they have gotten really good penetration all the way through the night. Wake, little mix-up there, and he's going to keep it himself and get what he can. He got out of bounds to the 38-yard line. Chased out of bounds by Xander Roberson. Under 2 minutes to play here in Columbia City in the third quarter. Play clock down to 11. Now 4 on the play clock. Wake takes the snap. Fires it downfield, and that is well beyond the reach of his intended receiver. Thought that was Braden Kuhnberger who was in the area. That's what he was looking for, but the ball was well beyond his reach. And with now a minute 02 to go, it looks like New Haven is going to punt it away, and the return team will come out. There to return for the Eagles is Lucas Duncan, a freshman running back and linebacker. And Matt Jackson, our cameraman, he's had to wipe down the camera several times tonight just because it's been so raining. You've seen rain spots on the lens several times tonight. Columbia City gets some pressure, and this will not be returned. It's going to bounce all the way inside the 5 and into the end zone. New Haven almost pinned him deep. Well, that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Columbia City adds 13 to their lead as the third quarter comes to an end. Fourth quarter on its way. Right now still 9 seconds on the clock. Columbia City could technically run a play, but they're just going to head to the sideline. And now the third quarter has officially ended. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter here on SummitCitySports.com in just a moment.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
62-0, Columbia City all over New Haven as we start the fourth quarter. It will be Eagles ball to start the fourth quarter after just recently forcing a New Haven punt. The starters, for the most part, are done. We've seen a few of them exit the game already, and it may be that the rest of the starters done as well. Zach Berry was in at quarterback in the third quarter. He'll hand this one off to Landon Atkins, and Atkins takes it for a 5-yard gain. Atkins had a 45-yard touchdown early in the third quarter. 5 offensive touchdowns for Columbia City, 3 pick sixes. And not to mention, Ethan McIntosh has blocked a punt and returned it for a touchdown. He's actually blocked 2 punts tonight. It's been a great team effort, although I do have an idea of who the Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game is going to be. I'll reveal that when the game is over. Another handoff. Atkins again makes a cut, but he's going to be dropped behind the line. Javion Hagler with a tackle for loss. Well, it looks like we've got an injury timeout with 11:10 left to play. Hagler coming in with just 4 tackles in this game, but it is an Eagle who's down, and that might be Atkins. Atkins, who had 2 great carries in the third quarter, and it looks like they're about to help him to his feet. Brett Fox out taking a look at him. Well, we're going to be back after this. Oh, nope, they've got him up off the field. We were about to take an injury timeout, but Atkins is off the field, but he was holding his shoulder. Well, now he's holding his wrist. Either a wrist or a forearm injury, perhaps. Well, Atkins showed a lot of promise tonight coming into the game. He is a senior, getting a chance to play late in the ball game against New Haven. Looks like a new quarterback in the game, Riley Baxter. Check that. Gabe McDivitt is the quarterback, a sophomore. Baxter did come in the game as a receiver. Little mix-up there, and it's going to be McDivitt tossing it late. It'll be a positive play in the end of it. The carry by Ian Berry. Sophomore running back getting the carry that time. Eagles are going to punt it away. Tanner Friend will punt it away. Well, this is a great performance for Columbia City, especially considering the way that the regular season ended last year. Started with a 5-game winning streak, then they ended the regular season with a 4-game losing streak that started with this game. Turner on the return. Check that. On the return there is number 17, Makai Timmons. Sounds like there may have been a flag on the play. Hearing that it might be offsides against New Haven, and if that's the case, it's going to be a first down for Columbia City. Nope, no foul. They're going to wave off the penalty, and it will be Bulldogs ball. So the Bulldogs are going to have the football at the 39-yard line. Columbia City's pitched 2 shutouts here on their home field this year. They did it in the opener against Churubusco, and they did it in the conference opener against Belmont. Handoff, loose ball, and picked up by Wake. Little trouble on the exchange. That was Moses Simmons in the backfield. And Wake couldn't get a clean handoff to him. .8:41 on the clock. It is a running clock. Columbia City was up 49-0 at halftime. We did hear earlier that East Noble, by the way, is up 35-0 in the second half over Norwell. Norwell was riding a 2-game winning streak. They beat New Haven by 1 just a week ago, and you had a feeling that maybe the Knights were starting to gather some momentum. Another tackle for loss for the Eagle defense. And that's number 63, Jace Pettigrew. The Eagles' defense with an outstanding performance, particularly up front. It's going to be 3rd and 21. Bulldogs need to reach the 29-yard line to get a first down. New Haven showed plenty of offensive firepower in the first 2 games of the season with their non-conference matchups with the SAC. First against Northrop, then against Lures, nearly coming back in a game that spanned 2 days. But it's been all Eagles today as Wake gathers that high snap, looks to throw, pursued to the sidelines, and he just flips it out at the last second to avoid an intentional grounding. More like to avoid a negative play. He did get it across the line of scrimmage to avoid the intentional grounding. It's going to be 4th down, though, and the Bulldogs will punt. And back to return for the Eagles is Lucas Duncan. That's going to be a short punt. Goes out of bounds at the 43. The Eagles will have great field position, 6:33 and counting. Now, the Eagles not quite as concerned about field position here as they are about probably running the ball and milking the clock. And it's just been run all night long for the Eagles. Grayson Bradbury only threw 1 pass. He didn't really have to throw the ball tonight. And, you know, you often see a run-first mentality with these flex-bone offenses, and that's been the mentality tonight. Eagles have a 1st and 10 from their own 44. I believe that is Lucas Duncan in the backfield. Little counter play. That goes to Ian Berry, and Berry gets it out across the 50-yard line. Tackle made by Makai Timmons. And the Eagles are just across midfield with that run play. A big matchup between the top two teams in the Northeast 8 coming up next week as the Eagles go on the road to Kendallville. They'll take on East Noble, and when we last heard, East Noble was leading 35-0 over Norwell. Off the right side, little late handoff and a tackle in the backfield by number 32. That is Moses Simmons, as he's able to stop number 26, Noah McCoy. Loss of about 2. It'll be 3rd and 5. Well, you know, with a running clock situation, you've got a backup quarterback in the game. Would it be any surprise to call a pass play here? Get him a completion early in his career. Gabe McDevitt is the quarterback. He's a sophomore, 5'11". And even if the pass goes incomplete, clock still keeps on running. Instead, it's going to be McDevitt on a keeper, little option play, and McDevitt picks up a first down, and there he goes. McDevitt past the last wave. One man, not going to get him. Touchdown, Eagles. $68-0. All Eagles here in Columbia City. Gabe McDevitt, well, just as I was talking about having passed the football, instead they call an option play, and McDevitt takes it to the house. So another look at it. Jackson Johnson will attempt the PAT. These replays brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Only one, actually 2 men for New Haven touched him, but after he got past the 30-yard line, he was gone. Jacob Langford was the only man who had a chance to get him down, and he could not make the tackle. Jackson Johnson, only 1 miss, and now we've got a bad snap, or perhaps a fake all the way, and they throw it complete for the 2-point conversion to Tyler Faust. Well, I'm not sure if that was just a mix-up on the snap or maybe a design fake. You look at it here, a little bobble there toward the end, but it looked like the way Barry was motioning, it looked like he was going to fake that all the way. So it's 70-0 Columbia City. Meanwhile, they have gone final at Spooler Stadium. Snyder beats Homestead 35-0. Clock does stop on the 2-point attempt. And Columbia City looking forward to a big matchup next week in Kendallville with the East Noble Knights, who are 3-0 in conference play. East Noble does have 1 loss in the season. That was on the road to Snyder. And you just heard that the Panthers were victorious over Homestead. That's a big bounce-back win for Snyder after losing to Carroll the week before. That's a Homestead team that had some momentum going, but Snyder kind of ran him out of the building there at Spooler. That's either Landon Fazio or number 9, Devon Sewell, who's holding for Columbia City. Jackson Johnson to kick it away. It will not be returned. It'll bounce in for a touchback. Well, it has been a year of offensive explosions for Columbia City. 70-0 they lead this one. They beat Churubusco 42-0, 61-0 the final over Belmont. They went to DeKalb and won 60-14 last week. Beat Plymouth 42-13. And their lowest scoring night of the year was the second conference home game. That was against Huntington North 2 weeks ago, and even there, Columbia City was able to hang 37 points on the Vikings. Brett Fox and the Eagles 2 years removed from a conference title in the NE8. They had to knock off Norwell in the final game of the regular season, 25-24. They had to do that at Ossian. They'll go to Ossian at the end of the season, but first, got a big date with East Noble coming up next week, and then a home matchup against Leo. Now, Leo did lose to Columbia City, but at this stage of the season, anything can happen. We're coming off a year where 3 teams earned a share of the Northeast 8 Conference last year. New Haven was one of them. East Noble and Leo were the other two. East Noble got a big win against New Haven late in the season. And Leo, they won at East Noble that year, and after that point went on a big run towards the end of the season. Blew out these Eagles. They're in Leo Cedarville. A cut to the outside. That's Moses Simmons, and Simmons is going to be dropped behind the line. The Eagles' defense swarming again. One of the men in on that tackle was Tanner Ryder. I believe Jace Pettigrew was there as well. It's actually going to be called a gain on the play. They called it a gain of 2. The Eagles' defense swarmed in toward the end. This Eagles' defense has been all over New Haven's running game. Well, it's worth noting DJ Simpson came into this game with 636 yards rushing, averaging 127.2 yards per game, and the Eagles were stout at the line of scrimmage. It has been an absolute brilliant defensive performance. Simpson's really hasn't gotten things going for the Bulldogs offensively. That's Wake on a keeper. He'll get something going here. He gets across the 50-yard line and out of bounds at the 43. As we're now inside the final minute, Columbia City's pitched 2 shutouts here at home this year. New Haven trying to make sure that that doesn't happen a third time. There's 41 seconds on the game clock as we are about to have what might be the final play of the game. It's inside 40 on the game clock. Wake will fake the handoff, running out of time, gets away for a moment, gets his completion, and down the sideline and out of bounds goes number 24, Jalen Doty. Freshman wide receiver, 6 foot flat. And unless New Haven gets a playoff here, that's going to be the last play of the game. We're down to 10 seconds. They are looking to get the play off, but we are down to 4 seconds. They will get the play off. Wake to throw to the sideline. Man there, intercepted. Cohen Creason picks it off. And the 4th interception of the game for Columbia City. And that will put a seal on this one. It was this point last season where Columbia City had their season take a turn for the worst. They started 5-0, ended the regular season with a 4-game losing streak. But they're 6-0 now after this 70-0 victory over the New Haven Bulldogs. The Eagles typically play a very run-heavy offense, and that was the case tonight. All their touchdowns were rushing touchdowns. I believe they had 6 rushing touchdowns in all, including 2 from Trace Parrish. But also a great defensive performance as the Eagles pitch their 3rd shutout of the year, all 3 shutouts coming here at Columbia City High School. And speaking of defense, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game is a defensive player. It's going to be the junior defensive lineman, Owen Love. Owen Love frequently getting into the backfield and getting the ball carriers. I called his name I don't know how many times tonight, and I called his name because Love was so impactful defensively. Owen Love, your Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. And that will do it. Columbia City a winner 70-0 over New Haven. For my cameraman Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff. The Eagles take on East Noble a week from tonight in a battle between 2 teams at the top of the Northeast 8 Conference. For my cameraman Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Columbia City High School. You've been watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade-in services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.